Okay, dear guests, today we're going to have Unicorn Battle, FinTech Unicorn Battle in Europe. For the first time, the industry-focused, industry-based battle in Europe. And now we have the introduction from the organizers, and I'm very happy to pass the word to Anna, the CEO of Unicorn Battles.
Thank you, Marina. I'm really glad to be at this unicorn battle in Europe. And I would like to thank our sponsors who made it possible. First of all is our global platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund. Our golden sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, and our silver sponsor, Silicon Finance. Our event is the world's largest startup pitch competition 2020 by geography and the number of the events already held this year. And the winner of today's online unicorn battle will participate in the Unicorn Cup finals on November 20th. This year, it will be a great happening with the VCs and prominent startups from all over the world. So please mark the date in your calendar, November 20th. And this season is the second season of the Unicorn Cup. Our preliminary local unicorn battles are being held in all continents with participants from 125 countries of the world and in 4 industries: health tech, fintech, AI, and general unicorn battles with no special focus, but discovering the most prominent startups that will define tomorrow's future. We in our company sincerely believe that all good ideas come true only with like-minded people, and truly global achievements are possible only with the support of the partners. That's why we are open to exploring partnership in all different directions. So please contact me or Marina or anyone from the team you're comfortable with, and we will talk about it some more. We are the ecosystem that consists of various software solutions and internet platforms that unite startups, investors, business angels, experts, and professional scouts and high-level managers in a single business space, which makes it possible to solve quickly and efficiently any task in the field of innovation and startups. I'm happy to introduce you to the heart of our ecosystem, Startup Network, a marketplace for startups, businesses, investors, and service providers. Unicorn Battle is the oldest part of our ecosystem. Unicorn Battle is an open competition where startups pitch for private investors and venture funds. We have been doing battles all over the world, offline, and now we are doing them online. You can join them wherever you are in any time zone and meet top VCs and extraordinary startups from all over the world. We started doing our battles back in 2009 and do them on regular basis all over the world already, and really hope that we come back to offline format and will host you in Silicon Valley, where our headquarters is. And right now, our battles are very popular. You can watch them live if you log in and get your guest ticket or invitation, or you can watch them. We post them on our YouTube channel. Girls, put the link please in chat, and hope you can become our followers. I would like to also recommend you to check out our recent entity. Silicon Finance is a program designated for startups that are willing to apply to top American accelerators. We help them to relocate to United States, grant them funds and services worth $50,000. We invite best speakers and mentors to coach our startups online and offline for our acceleration program. So we encourage startups to check it out. And please meet our recent part of our smart family is Network VC California Seed Fund with 2 current strategies. First one, to participate as an investor in our pre-acceleration program for the chosen startups. And second one, to be a lead investor in our Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund. Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund is a special structure that allows venture syndicates for different startups to be easily organized. Now, any investor with a check starting from $10,000 is able to join our syndicates and get an access to the best startups that we had found through our global network. And now I would like to welcome you, Natalie, our wonderful colleague, who will introduce you to our recent entity that is designated for the VCs. Natalie, are you with us?
Yeah, hello, everybody. Thank you, Anna. VC House is an invitation-only online community and a network created exclusively for VCs, where they can exchange deals which they participate in as lead or active investors. And what is more, it will be also a platform for specialized LPGP events where family offices and institutional investors can have an opportunity to meet VC funds. If you have any question about VC House or would like to join VC House, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. My contact details will be in chat. And now I'd like to return the floor to Marina, who is the host for today's event, and she will lead you through our unicorn battle today. Marina?
Thanks, Natalie. Thanks, Anna. So I'm taking the floor back, and here we are. I'm excited to introduce our amazing partners. These guys, you support us greatly each time, and I'm very glad that new partners have joined. Also, this is very great. Of course, pioneers from Vienna, from Diana, Startup Grind from Finland, Malamute Startup Agency from Frankfurt, and the Mindspace from Frankfurt, and Topan from Switzerland, Global Israel Initiative from Israel, Klim and Hub for Zero from Ukraine. And now I would like to tell more about our agenda for today. So we had some introduction from organizers we're having right now, and then we will have the part for jury introduction. I think it will take less time today than it's in agenda, so jury will have time to introduce themselves, like 1 minute, to tell the essentials, what industries they invest, what stage they invest, or anything more about themselves. We are very glad to get acquainted with you more. And then we will have the pitching session, and the pitching session, each startup will have 3 minutes for pitching and 3 minutes for questions and answers. And after the pitching session, we will announce the winners straight away. Our system is on the website, counts the winner automatically, so we will know the winner in the end of the battle, and then we will have some time for networking. Okay, I'm happy to introduce our amazing juries who are joining us today, and not only today, but for many other battles. I would like to remind you how to vote. Somebody who doesn't know or somebody who knows to remind. So each of us have got a personal link on your email, like a personal voting link. You go to your voting link, scroll down, and then you will see all the startups with the opportunity to rate from 1 to 5. So we are rating actually the investment potential of the startup. So if we have 1, this is the lowest investment potential. 5, this is the highest investment potential. So it's actually 1 criteria based on investment potential. If you don't see the startups and the rating, just scroll down, you should see it. And also if you click on the startup, you can get some extra information about it. Another opportunity for our amazing guests is also to vote and find the startups which they like on the website. So not only juries can vote, but guests can also participate in choosing the startup they like. So, and in the end, we will tell the preferences of our guests. So be active, participate, we need your votes also. Just enter the events website, and near each startup you will see the thumbs up, thumb down. Actually we count only thumbs up, like we count likes, and that will be the result of the guests voting. And now I'm excited to actually introduce
it's jury introduction.
Yeah, jury first, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so and the introduction jury part will start, of course, from the founder of Startup Network, Alexander.
Alexander, you're muted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good now.
Thank you, Marina. Hello, everybody. Our seed fund is industry agnostic, and usually we invest from 50 to 250K, and we prefer to invest in the startups which are located in the United States or Europe. And I wish good luck to all startups who are pitching today. Thank you, Marina.
Thank you, Alexander. The next jury who would like to show up, maybe Daniela. Daniela, already saw you.
Sure. Hi. So hi, everyone. My name is Daniela Herman. I'm the founder of Topon, and we are dedicated to moving capital in the right direction. This is to kind of grow and scale young companies, so more in the venture side, developing economic, ecological, and ethical values. And we also do that from the top-down side with data analytics, more on the analysis of financial markets. Thank you so much.
Great. Greetings to Switzerland.
May I?
Hi,
Thank
Preeti.
you.
Oh,
Thank you, Daniela.
okay. May I? Okay, all right. Hi, this is Preeti Chaudhary here, logged in from India today. A sector agnostic fund, ticket size from 25K to 150,000 US dollars. Geography is mostly India. Happy to help anyone coming into India. Great to be here. Looking forward to today. Thank you very much. Let's connect on LinkedIn. I've left my link in the chat.
Okay,
Thank you,
Preeti.
Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti. I see also a lot of our regular juries we like very much, like Kirill and Luca from the UK, and please, you're welcome.
I'm happy to go next.
Oh.
Hi everyone, Michaela from Pioneers. I'm an innovation consultant, which basically means I work with corporates and startups to commercialize innovation and get products to market. I'm actually part of a bigger company called Startup 300, and we are a whole group of companies that are basically an ecosystem for startups and innovative companies. In the startup area, we provide investment, so everything from crowdfunding, Series A and growth stage investment, and we also provide funding support through events and mentoring and also co-working spaces. So yeah, I'm happy to meet everybody on today's call and to hear the amazing pitches from all the startups. Good luck.
Thank you, Michaela, so much, and thank you for your support as a partner also. Glad to see you today.
So I'm Pavel Pasha, Almas Capital. I'm based in Berlin. We're a global VC fund, headquartered in the Ballet, with a large team spread over Europe. We typically invest in startups using European technology that compete globally, and usually most of their revenue comes from the US. We are US Series A investor. We usually would deploy $3, $4, $5 million initially in our portfolio companies, and then we'd add on to this. So a bit later stage than typical for this forum, but very happy to network with other investors and do deals together.
Thank you, Pavel. Thank you for joining us today.
I will go next. Hi, Hugh Kirill from Malmö Startups. Thanks for inviting me again. So at Malmö Startups, we help venture capitalists to get deals, to get co-investors and lead investors for their own deals, but also to participate on the deals of investors within our network. We help startups to raise money and to prepare the pitch decks and documents for fundraising and on. Mostly we are working with startups who are industry agnostic, but within the Series C to Series B. Our startups in our portfolio and investors, venture capital investors, most likely from CIS countries, but also European and American and Israel funds. I wish everyone good luck for today.
Thanks for your great support as a partner.
Thank you.
And we have Jordan here from the US. I saw that Jordan has joined. Jordan, hi.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing?
We're great. It's your morning now. We have the afternoon.
6:15, and the roosters aren't up yet, but I'm up for you. I'm Jordan Wabe with the Silicon Valley Venture Group. Good morning, Anna. We invest in early stage companies from seed, angel, pre-seed, and Series A. We write checks between 30,000 and 300 for rounds of 300 to 3 million. We look for collaboration with investors across the world, especially through this wonderful network. And we are tech agnostics. The only thing we do is we look for companies that improve the human condition, companies that make life better for people as they go back into whatever it is that we live in right now.
Thank you, Jordan, very much. Anybody else who wants to jump in?
Yeah,
Hi,
hello.
Marina.
Yes,
Aristos from UK. I'm actually in the south of England. I belong to an angel group down here in the south, but I also manage something called the Digital Venture Capital Association that's based in London. And I'm also founder of De-Risk It, which is being used by accelerators and investors to profile investment opportunities, but startups and founders use it as well. Pleased to be here again. I don't know, fourth or fifth one, but it's great each time.
Thank you, Rises, for such a lovely feedback. And I'm excited to introduce Tatiana from Germany.
Yeah, thank you, Marina. Hi, I'm Tatiana, and we are American-German venture capital boutique, and we invest in early stage startups since more than 20 years. So we are in Munich, based in Munich, and what we are looking for young, hungry, very talented founders with very interesting, innovative ideas. And happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. We will check how hungry they are in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we will see.
Hi, this is Heidi
Everybody's
from
young.
Switzerland.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, this is Heidi from Spice House Partners in Switzerland.
Oh, hi, Heidi.
It's the first time I can join. Thanks for this. We are a Swiss venture fund, just a first-time fund, and we have done 6 investments so far. We are quite proud of that. And our focus actually is FinTech and InsurTech, a bit of PropTech and education. So that's quite good to see the companies pitching here in front of us. Normally we focus on pre-seed, seed, and yeah, if necessary, Series A, but rather prefer to be in the early space, and we can write checks up to 1 million Swiss francs.
Thank you, Heidi. Nice to see you for the first time.
Thanks.
Hi, I'll go next. I'm Mike from Barcelona, New Tech Capital. We're a technology-focused M&A boutique. We do a lot in FinTech. We actually just sold a company called Strands to CRIF. Strands is a PFM, BFM, personal finance management, business finance management, open banking, B2B, white label application. We've worked quite a bit in other areas of FinTech, including wealth management, both in the B2B side and to consumer. Also other open banking, payments, quite a variety. We also work outside of FinTech, but FinTech is our most active area right now. We also help with fundraising in addition to the M&A side. So great to be here. Thanks for having me, Marina.
Thanks, Mike, for joining us. Some other amazing jury would like to take the floor.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to go next. This is Luca from Pretiosum Ventures, who are based in London. We do invest in FinTech, artificial intelligence and future work life across the B2B. And we do seed stage and Series A. So potentially all the companies pitching today are potential investment for us. Our average check size can be as small as 100K all the way up to 2 millions. And this is my 4th or 5th time. So thank you very much for having me here today again, Marina.
Thank you, Luca. And a great, you got a great suntan.
I spent some time in Italy this summer, which is very
yeah, it's noticeable. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Danny. I'm from the Cairo Society. We're a fund, but first and foremost, a community. Our fellowship looks for young visionaries, 25 or younger. We've had the founders of Brex, Casper, Oyo, a couple other unicorn founders amongst them. and we're completely industry agnostic as long as you're a young visionary. And great to be here again as well.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciate a lot your help and your support, and as a partner also, Kairos is our partner, and thank you so much for finding time, for always finding time for us. So thank you.
Big pleasure.
Do we have anybody else to get acquainted? Okay, if no, I'm about to start then the pitching session. Let's start from our first startup, who is called I Paid That, and Sebastian is here to tell us more about this startup. So it's accounting assistant 24/7. Let's find out more. Hi, Sebastian.
Marina, I cannot access the startup session, so I don't know through the link you sent me.
Oh, okay, I will resend it right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
I start the pitch?
Yes, you start.
All right. Can you see my screen or no? Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, oops, how can I come back? All right, so my name is Sebastian. I am a CEO and co-founder of I Paid That. So at I Paid That, we figured that every businesses, when they do their management, they manage their finances, you have two concepts. You have the concept of invoices, and you have the concept of bank transactions. And usually on the services available online, these two concepts are treated separately, and you can miss information because of that. For example, you put your invoices in a Dropbox that you want to give to your accountant, but you don't know right away that maybe you have a duplicate or you don't know everything that you forgot. And at the end of the year, your accountant is going to say to you, I have 100 transactions without invoice in front of it, and you're going to have a bad time looking for them because 6 months ago, you don't know where they are now. So we created something that the goal of I Paid That is to merge the concept of bank transaction and invoices. So on one side, we are going to aggregate all your invoices from various places. When you receive an invoice in your mailbox, or when you have a ticket, we provide an application to take a picture of it. We aggregate all your invoices in one place. We do the same for your bank transactions. All your bank accounts are connected to I Paid That, and we pull your transaction in one place. And then our algorithm are going to generate reports for you. We are going to be able to tell you if a transaction doesn't have an invoice in front of it, it means that you forgot to add the invoice into the system. Like, for example, a sales invoice that doesn't have a transaction means your client didn't pay you, and you have the information in front of you. You can remind your clients to pay the invoice. Same thing with a provider. If you forgot to pay your provider, the information is right in front of you. It's a SaaS product. It's just a subscription, monthly subscription that you have to have these reports available for you. It's really simple. You sign up, you connect our invoice aggregators, you connect the bank aggregators, and then we start generating reports, useful reports on your debts, on your receivables, and on everything that you forgot. Since 3 years, we were founded in 2017. We quickly raised 1 million seed round, and we are now 20 collaborators and 2,000 clients in France. We are planning to raise again next year to start growing faster, accelerate growth, to internationalize, and also to add new products with the same concept of getting more insight from the merging of invoice and transactions. For instance, treasury management only based on transaction, you miss the information that maybe you expect some payment into the future, or you expect to pay providers, and we are going to add that to your treasury management system. I hope it's clear. 3 minutes is really short. If you have any questions.
Perfect timing, Sebastian. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Can you please return to your traction slide?
Sorry?
Can you return to your traction slide?
This one?
Yes, yes. So this is yours revenue, yeah?
Yeah. So we basically did X3, like 4 times 4 and times 3 since 2017. And we are aiming to go over 1 million revenue this year.
Okay, and this is some kind of commission, yeah, which you take from the.
We don't take commission. It's just it's a monthly subscription.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's just yeah, it's a monthly subscription. You just pay a fee to use the service.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what's the margin on that revenue? I mean, what's the EBITDA, for example? Do you have anything? I mean, the gross margin of the EBITDA.
Right now we are in a growth phase, so we don't do we basically spend everything we have in order to grow faster, and also that's why we want to actually raise again next year.
So yeah, but by nature it should be similar to a software service company, so very high margin, like in the range of 70-80%, not in the growth stage, but later on, I guess, right? Because all it costs is providing the service to them, the software, right?
So basically, right now, after 3 years, we getting a customer cost us 300 to 400 euros, and they stay basically like 3-4 years, and we can get 2,000 to 2,500 euros out of it.
So yeah, what I'm asking is, once you get the client, it doesn't cost you much to keep it on board, right?
Yeah, no, it costs nothing, because the only thing we do is just customer support, and as time grows, we tend to automatize that as much as possible. So, for example, at the beginning, we had like 2% of the customer support with 100 clients, and now with 2,000 clients, we still have 2%. So.
Okay, very clear. Thank you.
Any other questions? Still have time?
So thank you for your presentation. My question is, so far I understood your classical invoice aggregation platform. Do you provide API interface to the different API provider for transaction, or it's done by yourself? Are you also API? Do you have your APIs to banks?
To aggregate banks transaction, we are actually using service providers that do that for us, and we are using their API. They are named Banking in France.
Okay.
And we retrieve every transaction for more than 300 banks in Europe from them. And about the invoice aggregators, it's actually ours, and we provide an API for other services that want to use our service as well. So we have our own scrappers and collectors.
Okay, but I mean, invoice aggregation, it's very nice product, but what are the next steps? What is your vision? What do you want to build up?
Yeah, so invoice aggregation is it's an entry point for our business. The larger goal is to help companies with their financial management and to simplify and automatize it. And our next step is to go on the treasury management part. We want to leverage the information that we have. We have invoices, we have bank transactions now. We can provide and create a service to follow the treasury income, outcome, and compare it with what we are forecasted to do. And we want to get into the B2B payment business. We have the invoices, we have the bank transaction. We exactly know right at the moment when you need to pay something or you need to collect something. So it's a right place if you don't want to go to any bank or it's a right place to put a button, you know, like to pay a provider or to ask payment from a client. So that's also something that we want to get into.
Thank you, Sebastian, so much. Time's out, and I have to. I'm excited to introduce the next startup whose name is Vision. Alexei, hi. And this is export and import documentation automation.
Yeah, hi. I will share my screen right now. Give me a second, please. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. My name is Alexei Spirikhin. I'm a BDM and the co-founder of Vision Corp. And we would like to present our solution, which we call Exim Docs. You know that any company engaged in foreign trade activity know that contract preparation as well as foreign trade documentation flow is quite expensive, complicated, time-consuming, and requires the involvement of highly qualified lawyers and, hold on a second, okay, qualified lawyers, translators, logisticians, cross-border tax consultants. And we are happy to announce our export and import document automation project, or shortly Exim Docs, which will allow you to put out of work all those highly paid consultants. Our solution allows generating and signing a complete package of any foreign trade documents under any applicable law in any language easily, swiftly, and at a low cost. There are many competing solutions in the global market, such as expensive marketplaces, model contract stores, generators of local shipping documents. However, there is no solution that would cover the entire doc flow from a contract to a packing list. Exim Docs is capable of doing this. This platform consists of two parts: legal as a contract generator and logistics as a shipping document generator. Both types of documents can be generated and signed in printing and electronic form. At the moment, we already have the desktop and SAS MVP. The slide shows an example of the in-export contract formation. We're currently negotiating with real and potential customers, and recently we have reached an agreement with one of the big four firms to sell our solution to its customers. You know, you probably know that the average hourly rate of the lawyer in the US is around $300 US, and foreign trade lawyer is about $800 US. So we took as the basis for calculating monthly subscription fee in the amount of $100 as 1/3 of the average hourly rate of lawyer. The project's profitability minimum estimation as 1/10% of the US foreign trade market volume shows a revenue will reach $50 million in the first years. Last year, we developed MVP at our own expense. Now we want to raise funds to develop a web portal to determine a target audience more accurately and to build a solid corporative portfolio through MVP sales. Our team has comprehensive and extensive experience in the business process automation in multinational companies. Our contracts were accepted by well-known law firms. There are joint projects with the Big Four, and well-known brands trust us. And this trust, I believe, is a guarantee of Exim Docs project success. So basically, that's all. If you have any questions, I would be happy to respond to them. And I hope my partner as well.
Thanks, Alexei. Nice timing. Any questions?
What's your market size and what's the growth opportunity for you, sir?
You know, that's a quite complicated question. We initially focus on the US market. It's pretty huge. I don't remember exactly. Let me show the slide. So
what is huge? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really huge. And when we did some research on the import and export document automation project potential, we saw some analytics showing that if, for instance, in the sphere of small and medium-sized companies.
If I may interrupt, sir,
Sure.
No, I got my answer. Is this 15 million per year in total? What's that 15 million for your song?
Yeah, that's for the first year after we start the selling to the US market.
So that's a very tiny size. How do you grow to be a unicorn of sorts?
Sir, say it again, please.
15 million is tiny. It's nothing. How does a $15 million first year become a unicorn?
Well, you know, I believe that the size of the market will allow us doing this because there are no solutions which will which can offer or suggest the things that we can do right now. So I believe that that was our first estimation. So I believe that's quite realistic. So.
Which is fine. I think it's good to kind of have your own opinion on your developments. So also on the unicorn side, there have been different cases of smaller investments leading to that solution. So I think it's good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would say, I would add a couple of words. I saw a statistic that 60% of the US companies, small and medium-sized businesses, 60% that would like to export their activities to other countries, they don't know how to do that. So our idea was to help those companies to set up the export or import structure for them.
So I can come in with a question on this then. And in terms of competition, what I've seen a few things like this in Europe. What have you got out there in the States?
Well, we you know, there are many competitors, but they're either more expensive than we are, or their functionality is a bit narrower than ours. So I believe that the okay. Yeah, there is no information on the site. So I don't remember the exact names of the company, but there are some solutions of this kind in the market. But anyway, yeah, there is no solution that would cover the entire documentation flow, and we're planning to do that.
Alexei, thank you so much. We're running out of time, so I'm very pleased to introduce the next startup, who is called Pay2You. And it's found of Vsevolod. This is the platform for creating super apps. This is interesting. Which super apps? Vsevolod, are you going to tell us more?
I'm here. Do you see me now?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to share my screen then, and we can start. All right.
Okay, tell us more about the super apps.
Yeah, of course I'm going to tell us. I'm going to tell everybody about super apps and how we can build them. All right. So the time is on. I'm going to set the timer to fit in. All right. So good afternoon, dear colleagues. My name is Seva, and I would like to represent Pay2You, which is a platform for creating and launching of super applications. So our company solved the problem of low customers' lifetime value, which is very relevant for banks and other large businesses. The reason is that apps of those companies are being rarely used and they do not engage customers. So they cover only 1 or 2 user demands. All right, for example, I'm using my bank's application once a year to set up automatic payments for utility bills, and then a couple of times per month to transfer a small amount of money to my friends. So the bank does not make money on me because we practically do not interact with each other. And also with time, I eventually lose understanding of the value of this bank, of this concrete bank, and it becomes difficult to keep me as a client. The solution of this problem is to provide users with additional values such as earnings and savings, convenience, responsible consumptions, new emotions, etc. And Pay2You, we create super applications, super apps, and embed affiliate services, offering content into the bank's app. So the bank becomes, the bank application becomes more than an application of only one use case. We build in partner services using app-in-app technology and provide a unique, seamless experience for user when he can book a table in a restaurant, call a taxi, buy a ticket without leaving the bank's application and get a cashback reward for the action. So who doesn't actually want to become a new WeChat, right? So the benefit of our clients lies in saving all costs for the development, management, technical support, as well as an increase of transactional activity and growth engagement rates. So as you can see on the screen, I hope you see it, that concrete and practical results are in front of you. I want to add that the experience of projects with largest Russian mobile operators has confirmed the increase in the frequency of purchases, increased transactional activity, and growth rates of MAU and DAU. So we are a team of 12 specialists. And speaking about our achievements, we are profitable. Our revenue in 2020 will be 350,000 euros. And I want to highlight that we are a technological partner of all Russian mobile operators, several banks and airlines. And also we do work exclusively with Yandex services. So we calculated the real achievable market in Europe for our company for the next few years, and it is 1.1 billion euros. And just yesterday, we got the news that we won the selection for the largest B2B accelerator program in Europe, that is Startup Wise Guys, and we won it. So we will participate in this accelerator. So here is our potential Baltic partners pipeline that we're going to integrate into the banks. I believe that this meeting also will help us to grow international and start our business worldwide. So I would like to thank you all for your attention, and I would like to add that currently super apps are conquering all markets in the East. So let us be the first to do it in the West. All right, my contact information, and now I'm ready for all your questions, suggestions, and feedback. Thank you very much for your time.
Great, Siva. Perfect timing again.
Thanks.
Questions.
Hi, thank you. How does your business model work? Is it mostly you selling your time, or do you also sell against a retainer fee?
All right, thank you for your question. So about our business model, we provide our clients with two pricing models. It can be a subscription-based payments for our platform service, which is suitable for corporates, for banks, for mobile operators. And also we earn money from our partners, who we are integrating inside the bank app. And here we talk about the commission fee from the cashback turnover. So we are earning from both sides, from our clients and from our partners.
Any more questions?
How many clients do you have today?
Nowadays, we have nine paying clients in Russia, which are major banks, major mobile operators. And as I told you, we are currently working with Startup Wise Guys, and we have got the potential conversation with the largest Baltic bank. You know, we're going to expand in Europe and penetrate the market. So I hope that we will have twice more paying clients in a year, at least.
And what is the average check?
You're talking about the how much they pay us per month or per year?
Mm-hmm.
Per month?
Yeah, per month or per year.
One paying client per month. You know, I need to convert the money into the ruble and euro. I guess it is approximately from 3,000 to 4,000 euros per month from one paying client.
Okay, thank you.
And we're talking about the corporates, so the company that we are building super apps for. With partners, there is different situation because it's the amount of cashback turnover, and it depends on season, on even on the weather. If we're talking about the taxi apps.
Could you very quickly go back to your financial slides and your growth rate?
Yeah, of course. You talk about this slide.
Yes. So what I'm seeing is revenue is not really growing exponentially. So how do you see that happening in the future?
Yeah, I can explain. We started the startup on our own expenses. So we sold our flats and cars, and we started this company. So we don't have got yet any investors. So we are moving through refinancing from our finances. So it's like it's like a working business. Of course, if we will obtain some money, it will help us to grow much faster. We have got the business model for potential investors, but in this case, when we are using our own money to refinance, this is the revenue that we have. But in cap table, there are only us.
Yeah. How do costs grow in relation to your revenues?
Well, the cost, actually they don't grow actually, because we have got the solution, the widget, the product, and it's totally adjustable. So for us, it doesn't matter, if we are working with the Swedbank in Baltics, or with the BNP Paribas in Buenos Aires. We can work with any market. We can work with many companies at one time, because our widget and in the CMS of our widget, it is totally adjustable. So the costs actually they do not grow. It's good for us, which is good for us.
You don't.
Thank you so much. The time is out.
Yeah,
Thanks.
if you have some questions, additional questions, once again, here are my contacts. And I'm ready for any questions, for any calls. It will be great to answer additional questions.
We should successfully expand to Europe and get back your car in department.
Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right.
Our next great startup is from Germany, DG Options. Holger, it's a user-driven option markets on the blockchain technology. So, hi, Holger.
Yeah, thank you, Marina. So I have the slides.
We see you. It's
fine. Welcome to DG Options. DG Options is an online betting platform running on the blockchain. And there are two things special with DG Options. First, we are user-driven, meaning the users themselves, they can create the betting market they would like to bet on. Indeed, it's our vision to have a huge universe of betting markets you won't find anywhere else. So you could bet on stocks, sports, politics, on anything. Second, we are totally decentralized, meaning we are transparent and secure. So this is what a betting market looks like. Let's say you would like to take a bet on the Bitcoin. You are expecting to close the Bitcoin above 10,000, but below 10,100. You can take a bet on it, just pay 0.4. And if you're right, you will get back 1. So betting is quite simple. Just get a crypto wallet, deposit some cryptocurrency on the market and take a bet. And there is no registration. So it's a very easy onboarding. What we built is a combination of a blockchain smart contract, a peer-to-peer protocol in order to bet against each other, a web GUI, an automated trader, which is quite important in order to provide liquidity to the markets. That's what we learned is crucial. And we have integrated some oracles in order to settle the markets. Our business model is just like an exchange, so we are earning transaction costs. The market is huge. There are 14 million online traders worldwide. And of course, we expect the adoption of crypto wallets will increase a lot. Some milestones. We've been founded last year. We got okay from the German Supervisory Authority, which is a big step forward, a grant from Investitionsbank Berlin, and we went live in March this year. We were finalists of the Future of Blockchain. And next step is we just partnered up with Thundercore Blockchain. They will help us in marketing, and indeed marketing is the next point we will need to address. We are two brothers. I'm the finance guy, my brother Ulf, he's a tech guy, and we founded some FinTechs before. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yes. Can I just ask, in terms of what you're doing, is there any IP that you're protecting in terms of algorithms? Is there anything that's unique there?
There's a lot unique, but there's no IP. In contrast, we partially publish our software code because we argued against the Financial Supervisory Authority that we are a software provider and a marketing agency, and we are not running the exchange ourselves. So that's a clue in the business model, and that's why we could start without having a license. That's great.
And, how many? Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering how many companies are trying to address the same space and the same issues?
So we have 2 competitors on the market for 2 years already. It's Gnosis and Augur. Both have been shut down last year, but they reopened. So that's what is called prediction markets. We call it, it's a derivative market. They call it a prediction market. And it's, again, a new hype in the DeFi industry again. Our main advantage, we hope, what we learned from our competitors is we will provide liquidity from the start using our market making mode. So that's a huge difference.
Can you elaborate a bit on the shutting down? Is that a risk for you or not, because you will provide liquidity as a market maker?
So It's not officially a market maker service from a legal point of view. We will never be shut down. Indeed, you know, blockchain in a sense is unstoppable. So we provided the software, and as long as we wish to provide the marketing services, onboard new users, we will earn the transaction costs. That's simply it.
Thank you.
So my question is, if you're a technology provider, so could you just name some already existing clients which are using your platform for betting?
Yeah, so we have just private clients, no companies. It's just B2C, and it's totally anonymous as it is always on the blockchain. To be honest, we just have some dozens traders, but we just partnered up with Thundercore Blockchain, and they promised to push us using marketing. They have 10,000 daily active users. So we expect that to be our entry in the market.
Okay, thank you.
No questions so far? Then I'll be very, thank you, Holger, and see you at the next battle of AI. Secretly, I will share that Holger has another startup who is very good and participated in our AI competition. So another startup I'm going to present right now, it's from Italy, and it's called Peru, and Daniel is going to present.
Yeah. Tell me if you can see my screen. All right.
Yeah, I see your screen.
All right. So, hi everybody. My name is Daniele Panfilo, and I'm one of the founders of Aindo. Aindo is an AI startup of the prestigious Italian PhD school SISA, and I'm here today to introduce to you our new innovative product. So, our mission is to unleash the power of sensitive data. While data is widely regarded as a precious commodity, realizing its full potential requires advanced analytics, like, for instance,
Could you enter, please, full screen?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay.
So, as I said, while data is widely regarded as a huge and important commodity, realizing the potential of data requires advanced analytics, like, for instance, artificial intelligence and machine learning. A common method to, however, most companies tend to lack internal machine learning capability, relying on a third-party data analyst instead. The involved transfer of data between companies incur technical and legal difficulties, for instance, due to privacy concerns. Common methods to circumvent this issue are generally based on data anonymization. However, data anonymization can be a very painful process. First of all, data anonymization does not even ensure a sufficient level of legal compliance. Data anonymization requires an expert, can be slow, costly, and last but not least, data anonymization destroys huge part of the information contained in your data. For this reason, at Aindo, we have developed a novel software product which is capable of generating synthetic data that in a secure and confidential manner can reproduce all the statistical patterns present in any given dataset. We name such a system Pirate. Pirate is based on latest advance in deep learning generative model. The software taking input any tabular data and train a machine learning model which is capable of generating a synthetic version of such table that retain the same mathematical and statistical property of the original one. For this reason, the generated data can be disclosed to third party without breaching any client trust. The software is available in three formats. Through a web platform, software is available as a service. Moreover, Pirate can be acquired on a paper license base, deployed on customer premises, or in the form of a Python library. How do we reach the market? Firstly, we have been offering artificial intelligence services to the industry since 2018. This provides us actually with a strong network of potential early adopters. It is in fact among our own clients that we experience firsthand the need for a system like Pirate. Some of the customers in our portfolio are already engaged in testing the system. Secondly, we rely on industry-proven marketing techniques such as trial period for conversion and public appearance for client outreach. A bit of the team. I'm a very lucky founder since I really can rely on a fantastic team of very talented people. Despite our young age, we are a perfect blend of technology, data science, and business skill. We were able, all of us, to collect vast experience both in the academia and in industry. Now, even if we are in a pre-revenue stage, we have already got in contact with key players in different industries, which demonstrated very huge interest in the software. Finally, we have also successfully completed recently a round of tests with VRT, which is the main Belgian broadcasting company that employed our system in one of their projects with the University of Amsterdam. Finally, just a bit of history. We submitted the idea of Pilot in June 2019 to the European Data Incubator Program. And in February 2020, we were one of the winners, and we were awarded €100,000 grant to develop the first MVP. Now, we recently released our second version, and in June, we were one of the 10 finalists out of thousands of startups at the Collision event. And just this week, we were accepted in another accelerator, which granted us €100,000 for the development of our product. So thank you very much, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Perhaps I can come in here. Well, congratulations on your perfectly blended team for a start. Just a question about the product. So I'm just trying to understand it. It's about trying to find another outcome with anonymized data. Would that be right? And does that play into GDPR? Is it as a consequence of GDPR that this?
Yeah, the idea is that, let's say, just to give you an example, let's say you're a large bank that you have tons of customer transaction and you want to build up recommendation system for financial product upon the transaction that your customer made over a certain period of time. Generally, you cannot disclose such type of data to a third-party company that build up such an algorithm because such data are highly confidential. What you would generally do is use data anonymization technique, which in many different occasions already proved to be suboptimal. We came a step further. We use artificial intelligence to create a synthetic version of such a data that does not contain any real entity anymore. There is not one-to-one mapping anymore from a link in the synthetic table and one in the original table, but the synthetic data show the same statistical and mathematical pattern of the original one. So can be used to train machine learning model to perform statistical analysis, and the result can be immediately applied to the original data without need to share your real data. And this is 100% GDPR compliant because basically you're not sharing anymore your customer data, but you're sharing synthetic version of it. I cannot hear anymore anything. I cannot hear. Sorry, but I can't hear anything.
No, you're not hearing anything. Nobody's asking.
Sorry. Okay.
This is Jordan. I'm still not clear on what is the differentiator about what you offer with the 3 other 100 companies in the world.
I actually believe exists just a couple of companies that do the same in the world using synthetic data. We create a completely different paradigm for data sharing in the sense that nowadays the common method are differential privacy or standard anonymization technique like obfuscating certain type of columns and so far. What we do, we enable company to really exploit the full potential of their data, making available, basically what we do, we create a copy of their data that are not confidential anymore, but they are as useful as the original one. And this kind of data can be disclosed outside. How we do it? We developed a deep learning generative model that is capable of doing such type of synthesization. So we synthesize data that can be disclosed for many different possible use cases. Last but not least, such type of data, if it's of interest for the company, can be also monetized and resold because this is not anymore a private and sensitive data, but this is a synthetic version of it, but it is as useful as the original one. So I don't believe there are many companies. Actually, I know all the competitors. There are 2 or 3 which are in Europe at the moment. They are all spin-off of university like we are, and they recently went to a round A in the last 6 months.
Daniele, sounds very interesting to me. I spent about 20 years and more in the financial services industry, so I can imagine that your product is very welcome for many banks and insurance companies. But my question is, what is your product? How do you sell this? Project-based or it's software as a services? Yeah. What exactly is the
Yeah, we have developed a platform. Of course, we aim at fully automation, so we can deploy on customer premises a platform that runs on their machines without never leaving it. And this is basically it's sold with an yearly basis license. So we basically build them yearly for the usage of the software which run on the customer premises. As well as we also have an SAS version, SaaS version that runs on cloud, and this basically charge customer on an hourly based. So we charge a fixed amount per hour in a SaaS version. Or also, we can also sell for those kind of companies that are basically possess a data science team, we can also sell the Python library to perform the generation. But the system is very easily, and the platform is very user-friendly. It's just 3 steps: load your data, generate a synthetic version, download it. So that's the...
You know, it's a little bit maybe funny, but to give you the opportunity to do the anonymization of data, the bank have to give you access to the data. So it means
Not
you
really.
will access to the customer sensitive data set. So
not really, because we deploy the system on their machine. So data never leave customer computers, customer servers. So they use the system in their machines, not on our machine. On the cloud version, we have in the SAS, this is a good point, because in the SaaS version, we provide them with a private cloud that is still possessed only by the customer. So we never have access to the data that customer intend to anonymize. Either this kind of solution is deployed to their system, or it's in a private cloud that we offer to the customer. So in both cases, we never access the data.
Okay.
Is there any regulation risk here? I mean, if GDPR becomes GDPR 2.0 and start covering also synthetic data, is that a thing?
We are in the process of granting the GDPR seal mark, which basically guarantees that the solution, the architecture of the solution is completely compliant, is fully compliant with GDPR. Moreover, the GDPR itself does not really focus on synthetic data, and we are an academical startup. We are also publishing articles in this direction showing that these data are fully secure, because you are not really, as I said before, the main difference between data anonymization in this is that with data anonymization, you have a table. You anonymize certain column, but each record in that table is still a real client or a real customer or a real information. So there is still a map. There is still a possibility to trace it back to the original entity. In our case, you are generating completely artificial data. You are sharing completely that are not linked anymore to any person, because the important part is the statistic and the information contained in the data that you are sharing, but not the granular data anymore, not the original entity anymore. So GDPR is very flexible. I mean, there is no regulation according to synthetic data at the moment, and I believe honestly that this cannot be any issue, because there is no way to re-identify, because there is nothing to re-identify. So that's the point.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Time is up, and I'm glad to introduce another startup for today, who is Surfly. Surfly, and Tarek is here. Surfly provides co-browsing and video chat technology. So, will tell us more about it today.
Yeah, sure, Marina. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. Greetings from Amsterdam, and I trust everyone is staying safe. We're working on our investment deck, so we're expecting that in a couple of months we go to market. But I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. This year, what happened? Big elephant in the room, right? We're all trying to find ways to connect with our customers. One could say that shift happens. Now, I've driven a company to IPO and a Google acquisition 10 years ago, and I've been talking about digital transformation for the past 10 years, but it's only really happening now. And that shift is a major global shift across industries where we're facing this remote reality that we need to adhere to. And you can see that in insurance, where most of our business is. We can see that only in a few months, over a 90% drop in face-to-face interactions between life insurance agents and their customers, which is drastic. Now, how can we connect with customers? Well, you've got some of these technologies that we're all used to these days: WebEx, Skype, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom. But in fact, Zoom selected Surfly, AXA selected Surfly to go live with 1,000 agents. And we went live in only 1 week, and they chose Surfly because of our simplicity, our security, and our quality of our product that we have here. What do we have? Well, we turn the collaboration platform, the existing digital assets, into the collaboration platform. So a customer never needs to download download something or plug in their own technology becomes the platform of choice to connect with their customers. Now, we also do it in a visually engaging way. We are very low latency technology, which by or whatever they're showing keeps that quality. There's no lag that you find in some of these other technologies. We can also mask the data, which is why financial services companies like us, if there's credit card number, social security number, we can mask this without any code on their existing websites or applications themselves. We also provide an integrated experience, whether it's Salesforce, whether it's whatever contact center platform, whether it's chatbots or chat tools, we can integrate and make that customer journey as seamless as possible. This is how ABN AMRO, the leading Dutch bank, integrate us into their Salesforce. They use our API to do this themselves in only 2 days. And finally, we provide a compliant experience. KYC, yeah, but what about know your company, right? Is that, is that the company you're doing business with? But also, are your advisors staying compliant? What are they doing within the Zoom session, right? Who is on the other end of that Zoom? With Surfly, you have none of those things, and we can go live very quickly. A bit about us: our ARR is around 1.5 million. The last exercise on our TAM we did was a 6 billion euro market. Our growth is 9% month over month. We're onboarding about 10 new clients, a month. 100,000 users globally, more than 80 partnerships, 3.5 million euros raised. Last was with Alma Mundi from Madrid, which was 2 million euros in November. 27 superstars. We've tripled the team this year alone, representing 16 nationalities, and we have business across the world. But our main focus, even though we have an industry agnostic technology, is primarily financial services. SaaS licensing, 52 euros per user per month. We can install on-premise and private cloud. We also have a very attractive partner program. Benefits in terms of increased conversions and sales, improved customer experience, NPS and LTV, and improved operational efficiency. Lots of awards. We're currently in the FIS FinTech Accelerator in the US, meeting about five bank CXOs a week. And finally, our partners and our customers from around the world, mainly in insurance, like I said, but we also have big banks and big contact center platforms like Nice in Contact, Vonage and Cisco are also our go-to-market. They integrate us into their contact center platforms. Emails there, send me an email, and once the deck is ready, I'll make sure that you guys are the first ones to get it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Tariq. Questions?
You're a great salesman. I want to hire you to sell me gold mines in Nigeria or oil fields in Alaska. Is this really a problem that needs to be solved? Life insurance in the US, nobody talks to the agent anymore. I don't think anybody's ever talked to the agent about life insurance since the 1900s.
No, I think you're mistaken. It's actually Life Insurance Awareness Month, and we've got a blog post going out this month, which I do want to send over to you, which you'd find interesting. They actually do. Millennials don't buy life insurance; they don't know even how to. And with life insurance, you're buying a peace of mind. You're not buying a product. You're not. Yeah, well, you can go to a Lemonade, and yeah, we can automate everything, but you can never. At the core of insurance, it's about the human, and it's about selling peace of mind. So if all of these annuities and your premiums that you've got to pay, if you don't understand that, are you going to really sleep well? Are you going to look after your, are you going to think that your family's safe? And so I disagree. And it's not just insurance. I think when we go into wealth management, we work with telecommunications companies, as well, and others. I focused on life insurance. The applicability is much greater. However, life insurance, with that TAM, what we found now is our TAM's actually increased, because now across Asia, we're getting. This morning I was on the phone with Taiwan with 20 people from a major life insurer in Taiwan, where they want to take us to 20,000 of their sales reps. So it's working because these guys are used to doing it face to face. So we're in the business of recreating that face to face experience online, better than a Zoom, better than a WebEx, and better than the Microsoft Teams.
Can I ask, are you really a startup still? And also, how much investment are you looking for?
Yeah, that figure is a work in progress. We're looking for Q1. Like I said, we're about a month or 2 months. We're going to go to market. I don't know what a startup is. I don't know what a scale up is.
Okay, but in terms of your investment, then, how much? Because you've had, did I see something like 1.5 in already?
3.5 million.
Sorry, 3.5. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So so you're looking for investment now?
Yeah. In a couple of months, we're going out to market for investment. Absolutely.
Okay.
So that's going to be
Thank
it's going to be our Series A. But like I mentioned, if Tarek at surfly.com, and we'll be able to get you the deck when it's ready.
Thank you so much, Tarek, and time is up.
Cool.
Thanks for a great presentation, and I'm excited to invite the next startup, who is called My Money Tour. Tor, are you here? Do you hear us?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
So allowance app and payment card for kids and youngsters. Tell us more about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
We see you.
All see the Can you see the screen?
Yes.
All good. So, hello. My name is Tor Angelo. I'm from Copenhagen. This is my third startup. I've done startups for 21 years. And this time this is within pocket money allowance system for kids, and also payment, and later on simple banking. So what we are addressing is the problem that children are facing or will be facing since the world is going digital. So in the Nordics, we don't believe that there will be cash in just 9 years from now. The national banks are saying that, so we have to prepare for that. When I was a kid, I got €5 in the hand, and then I knew exactly what I had when I wanted to buy something, and I bought something. But the kids today have to be able to understand digital money. That's one thing. Another thing is that when I was a kid, we were saving up, but today you can just buy anything you want and just pay later. So what does that mean? It's more complicated for the kids to understand what they actually can buy and what they have money. So it's funny how it used to be that, I had this kind of money and I can buy that, but today it's more like, what can you buy? What can you afford per month? Because everything is subscription or as a loan or whatever. So, and then the last thing is that it's become almost too easy to buy stuff online. Soon you just have to blink on Facebook and you bought another tennis racket or whatever. So we want to help the children to grow up to be financially responsible, and of course also help the parents handle this with more security, more notification in the app, and so on. And then we are, taking up a fight against the banks. We don't believe the banks will survive at all. Everything will change. A bank is just going to be an app in the future. So concrete, what we have is we built a pocket money or allowance system as an app, and that's free to use. And we have thousands of families on that already. And then just a half year ago, we launched our premium version, which is a MasterCard program we have, where the kids are down to 8 years old get their own MasterCard, which is connected to the app in a very safe environment, where the parents can allow the money and the weekly spend limits, and they can go and spend money on shops and also online and buying V-Bucks on Fortnite and so on. We are very focused on having a very friendly, good app for the kids. So this is where we are differentiating ourselves to the banks. Actually, in Denmark, some banks are doing an okay job, but I believe in the majority of the banks are not. And we will take on this because the kids love our app and it's very easy to use. We come far. We have 1,000 monthly paying customers now. We have more than 4,000 transactions per month. And right now we just are getting more attractive unit economics. That's our focus right now. So the phase we're in right now is that we optimize our CAC. It's actually okay. We can buy, well, it sounds wrong when you say it like that, but we can buy new kids as customers and their parents to get this premium. We're doing that completely online, and it's just setting it up. And we're getting 50 customers per week right now. So it's going as planned. And our roadmap for product is that we built this pocket money system. We got the payment solution in place now, and it's going well. And our dream is in future we will get this youth banking, because right now we are kind of saying goodbye to kids when they become 15 years old, 16, because we don't have a bank account as of now. But we will get that, and then we can keep our customers for more than 5 years, from their 8 to 15 or 13, until they may become 20 or even more, because in future banking will be much more simple and it's just an app. We have a great team. I've done this many times before. We have a great CTO, and actually the founder is Louise, who I met 5 years ago. I started as a business angel, and I joined the team full-time half a year ago. And my last slide is that we believe we have a winning formula. We are disrupting the banks, which is super interesting, and a lot of things will happen there. We are building a high IP value because we are integrating directly and more closely with MasterCard. Yeah, the management team is great, and we believe the future is with us. That's it.
Thanks, Tor. Questions?
I was just oh, you go.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir, please.
Thank you. I was just looking on my phone because my 9-year-old has something like this. So she's using something called Go Henry. Are you aware of the competition? Because I've seen quite a few things. I may have missed a slide that shows you're going after a particular territory or not, but perhaps you could just comment on sort of competing offerings.
Yeah, so Go Henry is by far the one that we're looking most at because they're doing great. They have 1 million subscribers. They started in the UK, went to the US because I think the language barrier is just more easy. We started in Denmark, and now we are the only ones in Denmark for now. The Nordics have one serious competitor in Sweden called Gimme, I think it's called. And yeah, we see some popping up here and there. We see it as a proof of concept that this is interesting space. You even see Revolut making a junior thing also, which is just great. It just means that there is business in this. We believe the real competitors are the banks, because in the future we will take them all together with Revolut and N26. So it's just an interesting space, and of course there's others.
Are you gamifying this in any way or fashion to keep those?
No, I think it's very difficult how to do this. We believe in the good of things. So we don't want to teach the kids to spend too much money. Actually, we just want to teach them to save up and not spend too much money. So we will have, what are you saving up for? So you can maybe call that a gamification, that you're saving up for something, and we will cheer you that you are closer now. And if you keep not spending, you will soon be able to buy whatever bicycle you are saving up for. So you could call that gamification, but it will be more like, don't spend too much and, learn how to save up and so on.
So what's your revenue? What's your recurring revenue and stickiness model?
Yeah, so we just started in May, June to sell this, and right now we have 1,000 paying customers paying actually the same as Go Henry. So it's 30 Danish kroner, which is 3-4 euros per month they pay, and we have 1,000 of those. And they actually, more than half of them pay 12 months up front.
Great, thank you.
So just a very short question. Your business model is based on the recurring revenues on the monthly fee, or do you looking for what are the different sources of income?
Yeah, so we will never allow companies to get access to the kids so they can buy directly on our app and so on. So yeah, we keep it clean. We don't have any fees. We don't want to take negative interest rates like the banks. So yes, we only take a monthly fee or a yearly fee.
Do you have also white label product based on it?
It's actually funny that you asked, because we started this business 5 years ago, and back then we didn't believe in the subscription model for private people, but now Spotify and Netflix have made that more easy to that private people want that. So we actually started having meetings with all the Danish banks because we wanted to do a private label way, and they just too slow. So we got one bank on. They pay us 100,000 euro upfront to get this. And we were so happy. I thought we just need 5 banks, then we are up and running. And we spent a year trying to close bank number 2, and they were just too slow. So we went back to a B2C business model a year ago, and now we're doing great.
Okay, thank you.
Thor, thank you so much. I hope you will teach the children and disrupt the market and teach them how to save for bicycles. Thank you. And our last startup for today is from Finland. and it's called Yellow May. Juicy, hi. Do you hear us?
Hello, hello.
Can you join
Yes, I do. Hopefully you can hear me as well. I think you can see that I'm in a different kind of environment of closing up my daughter's football practice because this was on a short notice.
Yeah, okay.
But I think this is good. I think this is good in that sense.
Yeah,
let me share.
Screen, yeah, and no extra sound, so this is fine.
Yep. So, am I live there?
Moment. I still don't see the screen, but it should be working.
Just yeah, I'll just share the screen.
Okay, now we see the screen.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Great, now it's perfect. One moment.
Yep. There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine now. Yes, you can start.
Yes. Well, welcome. I was introduced to this event actually in a really short notice. So the background is from my football practice here. So Yellow May, the global AI marketplace of insurances, and why we actually wanted to build this, because we felt that there isn't any similar kind there in the market, and also that we can exploit the existing market already being there for marketing of insurances. And well, in general, insurances are boring. They kind of are, no one is really interested of them. And what the outcome of it is that then people also are considering that insurances are complex. You cannot find a proper product, and kind of it's really difficult to find own suitable products for different needs and for different purposes. And also for insurance companies, when we look at the marketing spending that they use for insurances in general, well, it's quite costly to access the global market there. So we saw that there's an opportunity for us to deliver something unique. And what was our solution? Well, we feel that the insurer and the consumer needs to be combined and connected in the middle with a platform. And how the platform works? Well, we actually use AI for seeking the products, and then we deliver the products to the consumers with using an algorithm, giving the best results in the end. And our uniqueness in this is that when you look at the platform, there's one single question per insurance area or insurance product area. And that means basically that this is window shopping of insurances. We're not delivering the end solution in the end. We deliver really good comparison in based of terms and conditions. And that is the true value for the user. Because if we look at after COVID, people are really aware of the fact that they want products that are really good covering something, not that the product description looks like it or it has fancy applications that you can use. In the end of the day, they are looking for really good products. So the market there is big. As we look at the size of the industry, well, it's 1.1 trillion euros as total being spent for sales and marketing in insurance. And if we look at it when we are benchmarking it to our scope going towards 2025, well, we have actually wanted to take it moderate, but if we look at the outcome there, it can be a lot bigger than 240 million in 2025. But in the end of the day, the business and the scope there is enormous. And then when we look at the competition, there are the traditional brokers and aggregators, but basically they are already dead from the industry. And no one is really anymore seeking products in that sense from these, because the broker and the aggregator business does not grow. So they are looking for direct information from independent, transparent providers like we are, and where they want to see that, okay, what is out there without any commitment before. So we all know that this the consumer is changing, and it's changing that they need to get the information in 15 seconds, not in 5 minutes. And I would say the biggest competitors there in the future, in the end of the day, they will be the tech giants that are starting to basically overrule the whole insurance business. And that also creates the traction for us in the form of the customers, that they are interested of partnering up with us, because we are enabling their products from a different angle than the competitors are currently delivering.
Lucy, I'm very sorry, but the time is up. It's just maybe one last phrase.
Yes. Yeah, well, this is basically, well, where we are now, creating revenue already from the platform, running new schemes on it, and then what is there on the outcome. There we are. Questions?
Can you tell a little bit more about your traction?
The traction is currently that we have had 2 million viewers on the platform so far, and we've been there up and running, marketing the platform there from the beginning of November 2019. And if we look at it from the market scope, we actually have focused primarily for Germany, where we have 1.2 million visitors on the site. And then if we look at, for example, the average customer acquisition cost there it's 0.29 cents per user to get them onto the site. So kind of, and then to go ahead, because we create our revenue from the leads.
Any other questions? If no,
maybe it's the point to say to the judges, remind them to vote.
Yeah, of course. I'm just I'm just wondering if there are any questions left to Juicy, and then that we can proceed to. If
exactly.
No.
So yeah. So and basically we are in the stage of well, fundraising there as well currently. So to increase the scope of the products there, that what is on our platform.
Okay, Juicy, thank you so much for joining us really in a short notice. We appreciate it a lot. And I think now it's time to remind our juries that you have to vote. You have the last minute to check all the results, and if you have missed something, or if you feel like reconsider something. And in a minute, we will close our voting and I will announce the results. In the meantime, I would like to pass word back to Anna.
Yeah, thank you, Marina. Can we have, yes, thank you for stopping the screen sharing. Yes, in a minute we will know who will get the opportunity to pitch in Silicon Valley at the finals, presenting the FinTech industry of Europe. And hopefully it will be your favorite startup for the day. Alexander, do you know who is the winner?
I don't know, but I know that the winner will be invited to our VC House session. It's a closed community made exclusively for VCs, and so we'll have a longer session and we can talk approximately 1 hour, so we can understand much more about the startup and decide if we want to invest or not. So it's a good news for the winner.
Yes,
for today.
Great opportunity. Yes, because like in the VC house, it's not only us, but other top VCs present, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are a VC and you are not still a part of our community, we invite you.
For any reason, right?
Yeah, to join. Yeah, so we have meetings every week today, and usually we talk with winners of unicorn battles, but also we have a deal exchange room where VCs can bring the deal in which they are investing today themselves and to share the deal with other VCs.
Cool. That's great. And I see that we already have the results. Marina, do you see them?
Okay,
I see them?
I'm very much excited to announce the result. And so the third place goes to my money.
Wow.
Money, and this was Tor, the one who was pitching before the last startup. Congratulations, Tor. I hope you are excited.
I am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the second place goes to Period. Period and Danielle from Italy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Danielle,
Thank
congratulations.
You. Thanks.
Congratulations. And the first place and our winner for today is #1 startup who was by chance also pitching as #1. This is our French startup. And Sebastian, hi, are you still here?
Yes, sorry. Hold on.
Yeah,
we would like to see your happy face.
Yes, it's I paid.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're with the mask.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, I moved in the office actually, so thank you very much.
This is actually great. So you will take part at our finals, which will take part in December, which will happen in
November.
Yes.
Okay.
November 20th.
See you again in December. And thanks for joining us today. And I'm very much excited to pass the word again to Alexander for our networking unofficial part. We can take beer, we can take coffee, and just communicate a little bit.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Congratulations again. Yes, wonderful.
Thank you.
So guys, we have after party now, yeah? So anyone can talk and we can probably talk about FinTech in Europe. What do you think? What is your opinion about today's battle? About do you agree or not with the final results? Who wanna talk a little bit? Who is ready?
I can start. I'm very pleased with those results. Those were the three that I felt scored highly. So it makes me feel good when I kind of back the winners, as it were. I agree with those choices. And a very interesting bunch.
No, wonderful. Is in UK FinTech is still like favorite industry?
It's a strong one. Yes, I think it's up there, probably the strongest. But it's not way above the others. There are some others quite close, and of course the what do we call it? MedTech, pharma tech, or the life sciences. They're still very strong.
Oh,
and so, what do you think, Aristas? This time we have 3 verticals: health tech, AI, and FinTech. Maybe we need to add one more.
You can always add more, but I would have liked to have seen more of the AI. I don't know if we had 1 or 2. I know we had the Parrot.
Oh, we have a separate vertical for AI.
Yes, but I enjoy those, but that's just me. So
yeah, that's cool. Maybe space tech, Alexander.
Space tech. I think we'll have just a small number of startups for space tech.
Really?
We've got a few in the.
We're gonna invite Elon Musk.
Yeah, it will be a battle with one startup. Yeah.
In the south of England, we have a space tech cluster, so we do have some.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Jordan, you are awfully quiet, which is not typical of you.
Still early.
Oh, come on.
Only 7:30 in the morning. This is good. This is my first after the last event, and I'm excited to be here. Companies were good. Some of them were very strong, had a great value proposition. So congratulations on picking them up.
Yeah.
I think in terms of what we could do, my personal passion is identifying startups that are going to help people get back to some sort of a functioning life within the new reality. And I think those will have a lot of traction, a lot of growth for the next 18 to 20 months, and these are my key focus. I did like the IoT person. because it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense on my mind. And the personal kid spending was a lot of fun to watch. I don't have kids anymore, thank you God. But I think it's something that needs to be developed in the new generation instantly, because like you said, it's easy to just order stuff. So well done, really well done. And next time I'll be a bit more vocal.
Thank you, Jordan. Anna, we lost your sound. We lost your sound. Yes, we don't hear you well. No.
How about Tatiana? I see you are not muted and you want to say something, so do it. It's okay, do it.
No, thank you very much for inviting me. It's my first time here. So I was really appreciated to see and to hear all these pitches. I'm not completely agree with the first place, because I think somehow this guy is doing well, but they are not the first on the market, and we have so much competition in this space now. I agree with you that it's easy to copy this. First of all, and secondly, it's really hard to make money on this business model. So as an investor, I would maybe encourage these guys to reconsider the business model and to think about additional sources of income. So otherwise, it's really hard to make money on kids somehow. But it's as a social project, it's a really nice one. So I think this guy from Italy, the Parrot, I can imagine that it could be interesting in Germany for many banks and insurance companies. It should be maybe before to start to understand the market, the product, I should understand the product better. So, and the guys with the iPad, the invoice aggregation platform, somehow I saw in the last, I would say, 8 weeks, about 6 different account aggregation provider or platforms with a different USP. I think it's a question of who are the right founders to execute this idea on the right on the right way. So it's not the idea, but the execution. Yeah. But thank you. Great pitches, great judges. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Nice that you joined.
So.
Sorry, I have just a question. I didn't understand. I'm Daniele from Pirates and the Italian guy for privacy. I was wondering whether all 3 will participate in the finals or just the first one. This is the question. I missed that, honestly. Sorry.
By our rules, it's just the first one.
Okay. Cool.
But we will contact you in case we will have like.
Sure. I was just wondering because it was not clear. Thank you.
And about the final. How does it work? Is it online? Is it offline?
With all the instructions. For the previous finals, we had 3 days for different time zones, Asian, American, and European one. I think this final we may restructure a little bit, so we'll keep you in the loop and we'll send you the email with all the details. And if Anna wants or Alexander would like to share something about the final.
Really, we have reserved Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley for our final. Yeah, but we are not sure that till this date, November 20th. Yes, Marina. Everybody can fly to US, and so as a reserve plan, yeah, we are going to make online finals as we did it in July for the last time. But who knows? Maybe everybody will be healthy in November, and so anybody can can fly to US. So.
Well, Alexander, it's going to be only 2 weeks after the election, so we don't know what's going to be happening in the US on November 20th.
Hello.
Yes, but I
So
hope
you may
Jordan,
want to
you
plan
will
for
be-
online for now.
Jordan, I hope you will be okay.
I'm 2 blocks away. I will be there.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, finally. Gosh, I'm glad to be back. There is something with my mic. Well, that's wonderful.
So, and maybe
Question about the finals, and I wanted to say that every startup has an opportunity to pitch, even the ones that didn't participate. But in Expo, you can expose your startup, you can get in contact with any top VCs. Regarding the Expo, you can contact Marina, contact me, contact our Julia, and we will know all the details. We're gonna have like wonderful gala event with startups full.
Yeah, it's November 20. I'm sorry, I confused before about the December, but it's November 20. Yes, the finals.
Absolutely.
okay. And what is our next event, Anna?
Yeah, Marina, can we have the slide? The next events we are
Of
going to.
Of course. Let me do the screen sharing, but unfortunately, I one moment, I'm trying to make it work. Okay, if you see my screen right now.
Yes, we see it. It's will be AI, North America AI, and South America general battle, industry agnostic. So everybody is welcome. You can go to our site, Battle Startup Network, and check it out. And we will happy to see everyone there with us in North and South America. Thank you all.
Okay, great.
And also, I'm excited to see you next time at next European battles, upcoming ones.
Absolutely.
They also, here is in the chat, I put the link for all our upcoming events. So please feel free if you would like to join some of them at any role. And let's see each other soon again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us. See you.
Bye.
ما